So here is an example of a blind contour drawing. Looking at this image, things are not usually in the right place, as you can see, and this is what exactly makes a contour drawing amazing to look at. Although this might look messy, they are actually important because this type of drawings gives us the perspective of the artist, which of course making the art form analysis a little bit more convenience or easier for us, diba? Okay, so here is an example of a zigzag line art. So this painting gives you the notion of a zigzag line, of giving you the feeling of excitement and intense movement, but at the same time they convey confusion and nervousness as they change direction quickly and frequently. Okay. Okay, another type of lines are still stuck on lines. Now they have lines has vast of types now. So we are still on these types of lines, and we have implied lines. So the use of implied lines is often seen in perspective drawings. Line of sight is established as an implied line between a figure's focal points and an object, and the curved lines are softer than straight lines. So here are examples. Okay, so we have here example images of implied line art. So in these examples, as you can see in the on the right, this one, this picture here. Oh, so the implied line is in the middle ground, and this implied line creates the natural perspective line formed by the bases of the walls. Kane. So the implied line is over here now, which gives a perspective of the viewers. Now looking at the second image, now the implied line presented is the two figures, this one above and the figures below. Dinhi, somewhere here, kaning mga little angels. No? The implied lines or direction these figures from above and on the bottom leads the eyes to the figure in the middle. Now this picture or image or subject, whatever you are going to call it, in the middle gives off the perspective on the part of the viewers. Okay, so that is how particular artists uses implied lines in order to create or put in a little bit of um, drama or mystery or both in a particular art form. Okay, now let's go to the line of sight. Now, take a moment to look at this example here. As you can see, there is a direct line of sight now between the woman to the house. So this is what we call line of sight. Now, this line of sight is what actually enables the viewer to follow the subject's gaze to turn their attention to the house at the focal point. Okay? And here is an example of curved line. So, curved lines are eminent. They bend. Na? They change direction. Diba? So curved lines express fluid movement. They can be calm or dynamic or a little bit of those too, depending on how much they curve. Now, the less active the curve, the more calm the feeling is. So, the curved lines in this art convey the feelings of comfort and ease, as well as sensual quality, as they remind us of the human body. Okay. Okay, so another type of lines are the dividing lines and decoration lines. Now, dividing lines can also define edges, but what distinguishes them from contour lines is they divide or create space, while decoration lines are used to embellish an object. So, we have here um, an example of dividing line art. So as you can see in this image, the dividing line uh, creates two spaces in one artwork. One and two spaces. And then, while in this example, notice how the artist used this one decoration line to emphasize the subject and create drama and additional dimension in the work of art. Okay, so technically we are done with the lines. So lines can exist as elements in themselves or they can be used to produce another element. When I say other elements, it pertains to the shape, the tone, and the texture. So technically, these three, shape, tone, and textures, are just a composition of a line. No? So a closure produces a shape here. But when you have lines that are uh, close together, so it that is a closure, so it produces a shape, diba? So from being just a mere line, if both ends meet to form a closure, see, it's not just your spilled relationship that needs closure. Lines too, no, need closure in order to create a new and beautiful thing. Charot. Bitaw. So, a shape, no, being bent for closure becomes, I mean, lines that are being bent for closure became shape. So, um, hatching, on the other hand, produces tone. Now, hatching happens by shading with closely drawn parallel lines. So, kanang mag-draw mo, no, with parallel lines, shading it with, no, closely, so that gives tone. And of course, lines give birth to texture here when there is a random buildup of lines. So all of these three, the shape, the tone, and texture, are creation of line. Okay?